Is now the time to buy in Naples, or should you wait? Today, I'm going to give you the answer to that question. This channel focuses on everything to do with living in Southwest Florida. If you're thinking about buying or selling, or you just have real estate questions about Southwest Florida, give me a call or shoot me a text at 239-450-5786. And if you'd like to schedule a Zoom, click the link in the description below. If you've been watching the real estate market here in 2025, you've seen the Naples pricing holding fairly steady. You've seen interest rates remaining high, and a lot of people, a lot of buyers sitting on the fence. But here's the real story. The Naples real estate market currently sits at about 8 months worth of inventory. That means Naples is a buyer's market, and buyers should be thinking about whether now is the time for them to get off the fence and buy their dream property here in beautiful sunny Naples. As we enter into the final third of 2025, is now the right time for you and your family to consider buying here in Naples? Well, today we're going to take a look at some of the key things that you should consider before making a decision of whether now's the right time to buy here in Naples. The first item is inventory, and this is a huge one. As I said in the opener, we have over 8 months worth of inventory. Now, there are some communities, some areas like Golden Gate Estates that have a little bit lower inventory, but for the most part, we stand in Naples at over 8 months. That is a solid buyer's market. So why aren't buyers jumping at the opportunity to buy in Naples when inventory is so high? Well, the reason, plain and simple, is interest rates and the economy. But we're starting to see interest rates tick down, and there's rumors of the Fed lowering the interest rate, which will help but not certainly fix the problem. But the biggest item right now is buyers are afraid to pull the trigger. Interest rates, yes, but also the economy, concerns over it. But as we are moving into the fall here, the economy is starting to look brighter, and buyer sentiment is starting to indicate a return to the market. So why is this such a golden opportunity for the buyer that's ready to jump in? Well, it's because with high inventory, sellers are competing for the few buyers that are on the market. So what does that mean for you? It means price reductions. It means negotiation power, seller contribution toward closing costs and even commissions, and longer inspection periods and potentially repairs being done by the sellers. That's a golden opportunity that we didn't have in 2021, 2022, and much of 2023. But here in the current market, sellers are negotiating. They are seeking buyers to buy their homes. So if you are thinking about buying, now could be the time before everyone else returns to the market. When buyers swoop in because the interest rates are less or the economy is strong, the sellers won't be negotiating the way they are today. One of the main things that I hear when talking to buyers is, I'm waiting for the interest rates to be in the 5s. Well, the reality is we don't know when or if the interest rates will hit the 5s anytime soon. But when they do, buyers are going to flood the market. So this is the time to jump in. As I always tell everyone, it's more important to marry the house and date the rate. You can always refinance when interest rates hit lower numbers. But the reality is, when interest rates go down, home prices here in Southwest Florida will begin to climb again. So now is the opportunity, while pricing and sellers are ready and are at their lowest, now is the time to pull the trigger if you're ready. But the reality is you have to be comfortable with it. You have to be comfortable with the monthly payment, the HOA fees, and just the entire picture. Another factor that you have to consider is insurance rates. After Hurricane Ian, insurance in Southwest Florida went up crazy. But things are improving. Insurance companies are starting to file rate reductions, and it has settled down. But that's also why when we look at houses together, I point out things like the age of the roof, the age of the HVAC system. Are there impact glass, or do you have to put the storm shutters up? All these things factor into insurance, flood zones, you name it. We talk about each house and discuss what it looks like to own this home. That's what's important, the big picture. Is this home affordable for you and your family here in Southwest Florida? The next thing we want to talk about is the statement that I hear all the time from buyers right now. What if the prices continue to drop? I'm waiting for the Naples crash, or the third or fourth Naples crash apparently, to happen here in the area. Well, this is not 2008. We are not seeing a ton of foreclosures and defaulting properties. We're just seeing a price adjustment. The craziness of 2022 and 2021, that whole period after the pandemic, left us with really high pricing that was abnormal. But here in Naples, the pricing actually has stayed fairly close to that level that we were in the peak of 2022. So are we going to see prices drop significantly? I don't think so. But that's the risk you take every time you buy a home. You just never know whether the house, if it sits long enough, is going to fall a little bit more. But here's the reality. Another buyer could come into town with an agent like me, take a look at it, and make an offer that day. Because the homes that are priced right in this market are selling quickly. I just had one go under contract that I was the listing agent for in 6 days. It was priced right, marketed right, and it went off the market very quickly. So, are prices going to adjust? I can't tell you. But what I can tell you is that deals are happening right now in 2025, and now might be the time that makes it the best opportunity for you and your family. So who should buy here in Naples in the remainder of 2025 and as we move into 2026? Well, anyone that is ready to take advantage of this incredible market opportunity. If you're tired of paying rent and seeing your rent rise each year and getting less and no equity from it, if you're ready to retire to a sunny paradise that is warm all year round, or you're just ready to work remote because you can, well, that's the right person to buy here in Naples in 2025. But if you're concerned about budget constraints and you're worried about making the wrong decision, now's not the right time. But what I encourage you to do, whether now's the right time or you're not sure, call or text me at 239-450-5786 or schedule a free informational Zoom call with me, and let's have a conversation to determine whether or not this is the right time for you to buy here in Naples. I can tell you that you will not regret visiting this area or even considering buying a home in this beautiful paradise. When we moved down here now over 11 years ago, we were blown away by the beauty of Naples. And I can tell you right now, my family, we're not moving from this paradise. So call or text me today and let's have a conversation. And if you're watching to this point, I thank you for watching. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell to be notified about my future videos. I'll see you in the next video.